Liverpool versus Man United. It's the match preview that you're obviously going to be doing right now, as the game of football is going to be played on Sunday. It's going to be played at the Anfield Stadium that capacitates 54,074 people. The last time we paid a visit to Anfield, it was all tears. The entire respect of United was down in the mud as went ahead to swallow 7. I repeat it, 7-0 at Anfield. First half ended 1-0. Second half, we let in 6 goals. And by the way, in the first half, we really looked the better side. But the chances we got never saw us really put the ball to the back of the net. But this time around, it's totally different. And we are going to Anfield, not as we went there last time. Because last time, we went at Anfield when we were the better side. And Liverpool were the really bad side. But they went ahead to obviously put their bodies on the line. And they protected their name, and they beat us 7. And when they came to Old Trafford, we beat them by 2 goals to 0. I think it was the first ever Premier League win of Eric Ten Hag at Old Trafford. It was Jadon Sancho on target and Marcus Rashford on target. So Rokan David is my name. We are here to obviously dissect this game of football to let you know who is present for the club of Man United and who is away for this club. And you know how we do it. I hope you guys are really having a very good evening. Now, Man United comes into this game of football after losing to Bayern Munich by 1 goal to 0. Over the weekend, we lost to Bournemouth 3-0. 3-0. A game that I really thought we are going to obviously go ahead and really win against Bournemouth. But Bournemouth went ahead to shock us, and they went ahead to put in a shift that everyone went ahead to obviously respect. Now, after all that, Liverpool beat Crystal Palace by 2 goals to 1, and then on Thursday they went ahead to obviously play away in Belgium. Is it Union something? And they lost to that side by 2 goals to 1. But they went ahead to rest very many players: Virgil van Dijk, Smith-Cass, Alisson Becker, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Szoboszlai, Mohamed Salah. Luis Diaz came and replayed like 10 minutes. Cody Gakpo started the game. So it shows you that he was really looking towards the game of Man United, and all he wanted was to see to it that he obviously gets ready for this club of Man United. And for us, the good thing is that we played on Tuesday and went ahead to obviously see to it that to go ahead and obviously see these players really rest a little bit. Now, when you look at Man United, Harry Maguire and Antoine Martial have been confirmed that they're out of this tie and they are joining Mason Mount, Lisandro Martinez, Tyrell Malacia, and who else? Who else is out? Those are the players that are really out. Then Bruno Fernandes is really one of those players that hasn't gone ahead to obviously travel with Man United. All he won't travel with the Merseyside because he's suspended after accumulating 5 yellow cards. So that is Bruno Fernandes for you, and that is what is going to have to happen in the club of Manchester United. So those are the players that are totally out of the game of Liverpool versus Man United. When you look at the side of Liverpool, they are not having McAllister, they are not having Joel Matip, they are not having Robertson. The other player is it's Jota is also out. They're not having him. And who else? There is another player I've gonna hate to miss out on that is really out. Thiago Alcantara and Stefan Bajcetic. So Joel Matip, Stefan Bajcetic, Andrew Robertson, Thiago Alcantara, Diego Jota, and Alexis McAllister. Those are the 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are the 6 players that Liverpool are really missing in action, and we expect a very good balanced game at the side of Anfield. It's really a very hard side for us to go ahead and play, and in the head-to-heads, you're obviously going to know how hard it is to obviously get a result that side. But you anticipate that in that game you're going to play a little bit of a high line, balance a little bit, but little bit I think will depend on whether Luke Shaw is going to be played in the central defense and Rafael Varane. When he plays those two in the central defense, then it's going to be a high line. If at all he plays John Evans and Rafael Varane, then we'll play a little bit of a low block and see how we obviously break them down. So I'm obviously going to go into the predicted starting 11. The system of Erik ten Hag is 4-2-3-1, and we anticipate that Andre Onana is starting in goal, no doubt about that. He's going to start in goal as a player for the club of Man United, and he's going to be very pivotal in this game because he needs to be at its best, because one thing you expect is that Liverpool is going to attack us left, right and center. That is it. They are going to attack us left, right and center, and we need to obviously be at our best to really get a result. And if at all we won't be at our best, then we aren't going to get any results, you know. Then the right back, obviously it's gonna be Aaron Wan-Bissaka, and I believe he's going to be facing Luis Diaz. So if there is any player that you want to obviously block that side of Luis Diaz's attack, it has to be Aaron Wan-Bissaka, who obviously comes in through and really plays in there for you. Best defender 1v1, and I think he needs to obviously play into that position to close down that side and see to it that they don't go through us. Left back, I think it's going to be Diogo Dalot. I just feel it that Diogo Dalot is obviously going to be given a chance to play as the left back for the club of Manchester United. And all in all, we have to really understand that nothing is really going to be gotten on a silver plate. We need to obviously fight, and Diogo Dalot will be facing Mohamed Salah in that occasion. So, if not Diogo Dalot, maybe Sergio Hojlund might come in through and really play as the left back. But Luke Shaw might be played as the left back, and then the central defense will see Varane and Johnny Evans or Victor Lindelof. Then in the central defense, on the right side of the central defense, I think Varane is going to take his place, and then I see Luke Shaw playing on the left side of the central defense alongside Rafael Varane, and I would prefer that back four. That is it. I would prefer it because they've gonna hate to play very many games together, and they know themselves well. They can read themselves like a book, hence complementing each other in the time of danger. That is it. They know themselves very well, and they know each other's weakness and strength points. That is it. So that is the back four that I believe Ten Hag should bring on through and playing against Liverpool. Then we go to the double pivot. My man of the match for the previous 2-3 games for Man United, Amrabat. Obviously, I was going to hate to show us that he's really becoming better and better and better as a player. And he's going to hate to put in performances that we should all acknowledge that are really good for the club of Man United. And he's going to hate to put up a show every time he's being brought onto the field of play. That is Sofian Amrabat. And you saw him against Bayern Munich. He closed down that midfield very well, and he really put in a shift that everyone went ahead to obviously acknowledge. Then alongside him, the double pivot, I think it's going to be Kobbie Mainoo. That is it. It's going to be Kobbie Mainoo in that double pivot alongside Sofian Amrabat, because we know Bruno Fernandes is out, and when Bruno Fernandes is out, all you anticipate is that Scott McTominay is going to play ahead of these players. That is it. Scott McTominay is going to play ahead of those players, and I think that's going to be the midfield three. And I think Hannibal might obviously get a chance to start in the double pivot alongside Amrabat, but I see to it that the team is going to be having Kobbie Mainoo, Amrabat, and Scott McTominay. Why I go for Kobbie Mainoo is it has been really long since he last obviously started the game. You know, he last started the game of Everton. The game of Galatasaray, he just came on through as a substitute. I think the game of Bournemouth, he was not brought onto the field of play. So, he has not gone ahead to start games, you know. So, I anticipate that the manager is really going to do the needful and obviously go in with that midfield three. Though I don't fancy it. And I don't fancy Scott McTominay in my team. You know that very well. I would rather have a Donny van de Beek play there, though a deal is going to have to be agreed, and they cannot risk him in such games because they know he's now going to go out. So I would have gone ahead with Hannibal and Kobbie Mainoo playing ahead of them. That is it. But because Erik ten Hag really loves Scott McTominay, and he obviously fights a lot, and apart from goals, he offers nothing to the club, but he's going to start him. On the right attacking side of the midfield, it's going to be none other than Anthony. I think Anthony is really trying to really get himself back to where he deserves to be as a right attacking midfielder for the club of Man United, and I don't want to see him doing those back heels, those flicks. This is serious business, and those are things that will only exonerate you if at all you get it right. Every time you get it wrong, the crowd will look at you as someone who has gone ahead to obviously not look serious on the field of play. Then on the left attacking side of the midfield, though he had a very bad game against Bayern Munich, I start him, that is Alejandro Garnacho, onto the side to face Trent Alexander-Arnold. Because for Trent Alexander-Arnold, the way he inverts into the midfield and puts up a show, you have to obviously understand that there will be space for us to utilize, and Garnacho has to utilize that space. And I don't know how Ten Hag is obviously going to technically come up with a plan that will obviously stop them, that will obviously see Garnacho utilizing that space. But all I know, Ten Hag is a wise man to obviously get us through. Then leading the line, it's going to be Rasmus Hojlund. Anton Martial is out, and Rasmus Hojlund is going to lead the line. And Marcus Rashford is back, but I don't see him starting this game. The manager will try to see to it that he obviously puts him on the bench and do the needful. So that is my predicted starting 11 of Man United versus Liverpool, and now you can as well tell me what your thoughts are about my starting 11. Let's go to the stats and see what does Google has to say about the head-to-head. Liverpool are unbeaten in the last 7 Premier League home games against Manchester United. 4 wins, 3 draws, winning the last 2 by an aggregate of 11-0. They last had a longer run with a league defeat at Anfield against them between 1970 and 1979. So, Man United hasn't won a game, for the past 7 times we've gone ahead to play against Liverpool. And shockingly, you can see United getting a result tomorrow. I think tomorrow, that is a Sunday. So wait and see how that pans out. But secondly, Man United have failed to score in their last 4 Premier League away games against Liverpool. They last had a short run without any league goal against an opponent between 1969 and 1974. That was versus Everton. So I think one of the things we should get right is scoring goals, because last time, before, 7 goals came, obviously, and went past us. We really had 3-4 chances that we missed out. So this time around, we need to be clinical on the night, and the more we are clinical on the night, then we will obviously put in a shift that everyone will really appreciate. Thirdly, this is the 33rd Premier League meeting between Liverpool and Man United on Sunday the joint most played fixture on this day in the competition history. Chelsea versus Liverpool, also 33. So it's really a huge fixture, and you know that this is a rivalry between Man United and Liverpool. And Liverpool are really working hard to obviously level Man United when it comes to Premier League trophies. Remember, we have 20 and Liverpool have 19. So we are waiting to see how everything is going to pan out. Fourthly, Liverpool have won all 7 of their Premier League games at Anfield this season. Only in 2019, 2020, first 17 have the Reds begun a Premier League campaign with a longer home winning run. Liverpool are also averaging 3 goals per game at home in the league this term. 21 goals. They are most in a single season in the competition. So it shows you that Liverpool scores very many goals at Anfield, and this should really worry us, because we all know that a lot has gone ahead obviously happen last season, and we conceded 7. So if we are to lose, I want us to lose respectively, right? And I want these players to put in a show that will obviously go on and really not get unnoticed. Lastly, Manchester United have failed to win any of their last 13 Premier League away games against sides starting the day in the top 8 of the table. 3 draws, 10 losses since beating 3-0 under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in October 2021. So we've not been looking good. Away from home, playing the teams in the top 8, we've not really looked good. Our execution has been really lacking, and we need to obviously rise up to the occasion. And us rising up to the occasion is really one of those moments that will obviously keep us going and going and going and going. So no one will obviously tell you this apart from the United Matters channel that brings you all these stats from Google, and we present them to you here onto this channel. So that is the head-to-head that I'm gonna hate to obviously bring you here, and you guys are really in good. So guys, I call upon for your reactions in the comment section below, and I would like to let you know that no one is obviously going to see us win, right? No one is obviously going to see us win, and no one is going to give us a favor. And I too agree with people that the best I can see this team of United getting is a draw, and that draw is obviously going to come in through if we really work hard. But I cannot rule out a win for Man United, but that will be a miracle. You know, if we happen to win that game, it's going to be a miracle. That is it. It's gonna be a miracle. That is it. But you expect a lot of battles. Mohamed Salah versus it's Mohamed Salah versus what's the name of the guy? Mohamed Salah versus Diego Dallo. That's another battle you should expect. Then Luis Diaz versus Aaron Bissaka, Rasmus Hojlund versus Virgil van Dijk and Konate. Then there is another guy, another battle, Darwin Núñez or Cody Gakpo versus Varane and Luke Shaw. So that is it. It's a huge battle, and my prediction, we are losing this game. I'm sorry. I see us losing this game, but I don't see us losing by 7, right? I think we're going to put up a show, and I see us losing to Liverpool. But the best result we can get for me is a draw. If we fight for a draw at Liverpool, that will be better, and that will keep us in that 10-point range of Liverpool, because Liverpool are topping the Premier League table, and we are 6th on the Premier League table. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. Rokan David is my name. I'm gonna hate to bring you everything that you needed to know about this game of football. Your predictions are welcome in the comment section below. A sign out for now. See you later. May the living to God bless you abundantly. Rokan David remains my name, and the Muslims Barak Lau Fikum. We out.